This is Pet Life Radio. Let's talk pets.
I'm Smiley the dog. I am a mutt. I'm Smiley the dog. I'm super smiley. I have a cat, too sweet, the travel kitty. I have a girlfriend, Angel's really pretty. I have a pony and we share a big horse. We have a big yard. Yeah, we have to, of course. I have a pool. In the summer I stay cool. Do a fountain, live in the mountain, live high on the hog. Need to be a spokes dog. I'm Smiley the dog. I am a mutt. I'm Smiley the dog. I'm super smiley.
Woof and Super Smiles. Welcome to A Super Smiley Adventure on Pet Life Radio, the largest pet radio network in the world. I'm Megan Blake, the pet lifestyle coach, here with my handsome co-host, two-time shelter dog, Super Smiley, who's the ambassador of kindness for the Animal Film Festival. Go, Super Smiley! His latest film short, Dogumentary, yes, I did say dogumentary, was filmed at the University of Georgia with the Georgia Bulldogs. It's called A PSA for Kindness. Go Dogs! And that is actually spelled D-A-W-G-S. Go Dogs! It's only 2 minutes long, and you can help us share kindness around the world by just watching it and sharing it. It's at kindnessfilms.com, which is super easy. And here on A Super Smiley Adventure radio show, we explore adventures where animals lead. These can be adventures for fun or missions of animal advocacy or inner journeys of self-discovery where our pets become our healers and teachers. As for me, I'm the pet lifestyle coach. I travel the country with Smiley, helping people adopt the right pet for their lifestyle, and then I help train them so they keep that pet forever. And every one of these themes and missions is right up the alley for our guest today. She's Jackie's person, and Jackie is the beautiful, sweet senior dog who just won Hallmark Channel's 2018 American Rescue Dog Show. So we bring you Jackie's person, Debbie Bloom. Hey, Debbie, welcome.
Thank you. Thank you so much for having me.
We are so excited to have you here. And Debbie, first, congratulations on Jackie winning Hallmark Channel's Rescue Dog Show. Congratulations.
Thank you so much. We're so excited that they picked Jackie. I mean, we knew she was the best dog ever, but it was great that they recognized that a senior dog, an 11-year-old black lab mix, could be chosen and recognized as the best in rescue.
I agree. Yes, we were just so excited when Super Smiley and we watched the show together. And when we first saw her, I was like, oh my gosh, I have never seen such a sweet dog in my entire life. She's black and she's got the little gray muzzle and she just trotted out there so happy. And Smiley and I were live tweeting. You can go back on our tweet feed and look at it. And Smiley's like, I'm in love. I want to meet her. So we were so very, very happy that you won. And first, Debbie, to catch everybody up, tell us what is Hallmark Channel's American Rescue Dog Show, to put it in context for all of our listeners. Can you tell us about the show?
Absolutely. Well, to put it in the simplest terms, it's like the Westminster Dog Show, but only with rescue dogs. So they really highlight all the different breeds of dogs, all the different types of dogs, and all different categories. And at the end, there were different categories, and different dogs won in best in my dog Jackie was best senior. Then they had best butt wiggler, best fetcher, best kisser, best couch potato. They had all different categories, and each dog that won, each dog had a specific talent. Jackie's was just, her talent was her age. And she's so great for her age, and she's so good for her age. I mean, you would never know, other than her gray hair, how, that she's 11 or maybe 12. We don't really know.
Wow.
And once, I know, she's amazing. And once you won best in your category, then all the dogs went up at the end, and then they were chosen best in show. So my dog won best in show.
That is so cool. And as I said, Smiley and I literally, I'm not just saying this, everybody can go back through our Twitter feed, and we just lost it when we saw Jackie. She was so sweet. And then when it came to the end, when all the best in the, let me say some of these categories though. You said some of them. They were so cute because they're rescue dogs. So they had like best in snoring, and they played videos of these dogs doing these funny snorings, best in wiggle butt, best in talking, and they're really super cute, creative categories. And so all the winners were there, just like you said, Debbie. And then I was thinking that they might give it to, in quotes, one of the cuter ones, like best snoring, something like that. But when Jackie won, we were just so excited. I was just jumping up and down like I knew you all. So I feel so bonded with y'all. We were really pulling for you. And you did mention Westminster, and this was actually like the real deal, like the biggies, like Westminster, right? They did it up right.
It was an amazing showcase of dogs. And what Mike Levitt, who is the executive producer of the show, what his aim was, and I think he really did achieve it, is to show everyone that you can go to a shelter and you can find all these amazing dogs, almost the same dogs that you can find at Westminster. So you don't have to go to a breeder and buy a dog. You can go to the shelters and you can find. There was every kind of dog you can imagine. There were Basset Hounds and Labs and Goldens and Great Pyrenees. There was every type of breed you can imagine, and they were all showcased, just like Westminster on the show. It was great.
Yeah, and you mentioned Michael Levitt. We love him, Michael Levitt. We love you. Big kiss from Super Smiley. And he really did it was great production value. I mean, it really was the real deal. And I've actually been to Westminster right on the show floor, right where the dogs are going in and out of the ring, standing with the dogs and their people. And that show, they're so focused. And there was, every once in a while there'd be like some tension. It was so serious. But it looked like the atmosphere and the rescue dog show was a little different. Am I right? Just more fun?
We had so much fun. I mean, I was a little intimidated walking in there. I didn't know what to expect because I work in rescue. So I worked at the rescue where we pulled Jackie. Jackie was never supposed to be my dog. She was what we call a foster fail. So I got Jackie, and I actually had never even intended to foster her. She was a dog. We go to the shelters. I work for this amazing rescue called A Purposeful Rescue, and we pull our focus is mainly on dogs that sort of need an extra little help. We pull dogs, we pull mainly seniors. Our focus is mainly on seniors, on dogs who are medical, dogs who don't necessarily, when you're walking through the kennels at the shelters, they don't jump at you. They're not cute little puppies. We look for the little wonky dogs that need a little bit of an extra little push. So when I went to get Jackie that one day 2 years ago, I was just going we call it just to bust the dog out, to give it its freedom ride. So Hillary Rosen, who runs A Purposeful Rescue, she said, who wants to go pick up this senior black lab who was on the euthanasia list? She was on her way out. It was summer was coming. It was in June. Big black dogs, senior dogs, they don't really have a great chance of survival. She was at a high kill shelter. She had been dumped. My poor Jackie had been dumped because her previous owners had gotten a puppy. And they decided that, I know, it's horrible. But we see it. I mean, not all the time, but we see it. And they decided that she was too old. So they let her sit at the shelter. They dumped her at the shelter. And she just sat there. And so one of our amazing volunteers who works at the shelter, alerted Hillary and said, there's this great dog. Can you come save her? Because she is, her time is almost up. And black dogs don't have a great chance. Not a great chance, but they're usually the last ones to come out of the shelters. Right. So I said, sure, Thursday morning. So I went to go pick her up. And apparently she'd been really depressed. She'd been sitting there because think about it. She'd been with one family her whole life. And then all of a sudden she's dumped and she's at this shelter, which isn't, a great place to be. The dogs are barking. She doesn't know where she is. So apparently she'd been really depressed and she was just sort of sitting there and she hadn't barked and she was down and she'd been there for quite some time. And we always videotape our jailbreaks. And I just looked at her and I said, do you want to get out of here? Let's just bust out of here. And she looked up at me and I looked at her and she looked at me and there was just this connection with her. And I was like, I love you. I love you.
Oh my God.
I love you.
I get it.
I love you. So I got her out. And immediately, as soon as we take our dogs out of the shelter, we, at A Purposeful Rescue, we don't have a brick and mortar building. So once a dog goes out of the shelter, we take them immediately to the vet because we want to make sure that these dogs are feeling great, that they're healthy, that there's no underlying condition. We want to make sure health-wise that they're 100%. And as soon as they're 100%, we take them straight to a foster home and they'll be treated like, they're part of the family. So they don't have to be in a cage anymore. And so they will get love and they will stay in that foster home until we find a home for them. So whether it's a week, a day, a year, 2 years, it doesn't matter. Those dogs will be like part of the family. Wow. So the next day, I went back to the vet to drop off another dog that I had busted out of a different shelter. And I said, can I just go say hi to her? Because her foster wasn't quite ready yet. I guess she was going to be ready the next day. And I went in the back and I saw Jackie and she looked up at me and she was in sort of a cage, not a cage, but a holding area. And I saw her behind those bars. And I said, nuh-uh, she can't stay there. She can't be behind bars again. It's just not fair to her. And so I called Hillary and I said to Hillary, Hill, do you mind if I just I'll just take her home for the weekend. It was like a Friday. So I'll just take her home and she'll just hang with me and it's okay. I have, dogs at home. And so Hillary, at that point I had 3 dogs at home of my own. And she said, sure, take her home. And so she came home with me that Friday and that was it. And she never left. And I'm so grateful. And
I
she's the
love
best dog
that.
ever. I don't understand. Yeah, she's the greatest dog ever.
There's really, really something very, very, very special about her. I mean, all the rescue dogs to me are the best in show. All the rescue dogs are amazing.
Okay.
All my doggies were headed for the euthanasia room. My horses, everybody. So I completely get that. But there is something so special about Jackie, and I'm telling everybody, go check our Twitter feed. Out of all the dogs, I was like, oh my God, Jackie, look at her. She's just very special, and I think she's lucky to have you, and I think you're very, very blessed to have caught her eye. Yeah.
We are so lucky to have her, and I'm so lucky. And I think I said it before, even if we didn't win and we hadn't won, we still win. We win every single day for having this dog. There's something about her.
There is. Very, very well said. Well, the judges did a really good job with everybody, and I applaud them for Jackie because we're Jackie fans. And Debbie, we want to hear more about Jackie, more about senior dogs with their special needs. And also, coming up, I have a super duper giveaway for our listeners, and it's free right after the break. Smiley, can you wait? Good boy.
Sit, stay. We'll be right back after a short pause. Well, 4 to be exact.
I love cleaning the litter box, said no one ever. Luckily, there's World's Best Cat Litter, the litter that promises less mess with less litter. Only World's Best Cat Litter uses the concentrated power of corn to quickly trap odors in tight clumps. And quick clumping means you never have to chisel or scrape the box. Less cleanup with less wasted litter? That's a litter bit amazing. Save $2 on World's Best Cat Litter. Visit www.saveonworldsbest.com.
Let's Talk Pets on PetLifeRadio.com.
And we're back on A Super Smiley Adventure on Pet Life Radio with Jackie's person, Debbie Bloom. Welcome back, Debbie.
Thank you.
And congratulations again to Jackie, sweet Jackie, for winning the Hallmark Channel's 2018 American Rescue Dog Show. Is Jackie there with you now, Debbie? Is she there?
You know what? Jackie was hiking, and then she came home, and then she fell asleep. So I left her to sleep. I didn't want to wake her up because I have 5 dogs. So if she wakes up, then they'll all want to play and they'll start barking. So I thought it would be best if she just stays sleeping on the couch.
Yeah, it's wonderful. Well, like I've said several times, we were really pulling for Jackie. So what was it like when the judge pointed right at her? Because as you said, black dogs don't often draw attention. The older dogs, and there were all these little cute wiggle butts and snorers. And what was it like when they pointed at you that she had won? What was that?
It was completely surreal. So by the end, we were standing there, and the whole competition, Jackie goes everywhere with me. So she's used to being around people, but she's not used to having to sit and chill out and not behave, because she's the most well-behaved dog out of all my dogs. But she was like, where am I? What am I doing here? What are all these cameras? So the whole time I was just sitting with her, and my kids were sitting in the audience with my husband, and they kept looking at me like, have her sit, have her sit. So the whole time I was just kind of, sitting down with her and looking at her, I'm like, you got this, kid. Like, don't worry about it. Don't stress. And she was lying on her back, and she was all over the place. And all the other dogs were like so well behaved. And so I was just like looking at her eyes, because Jackie's favorite thing to do is just sit and look at you. She just wants to connect with you.
Yeah.
And so I was like, don't worry, kid. Like, it's all good. It's all good. So she was so a lot of the footage just shows me looking her in the eyes. And then they were calling out, and they're like, and the winner, and then is Jackie. And I was like, what? Oh my God. And then all of a sudden, like, the cannon started exploding, and there was confetti everywhere. And then like the judges were everywhere. And I was like, what is going on here? And the most exciting thing was, like, I was so proud of Jackie, and I was so impressed that these judges made such an amazing call that they could recognize that a senior dog could be the best in rescue, and that they got it. They got what an amazing dog, that like it got through that this dog who was dumped at a shelter and left there, and was on her last day. She was on her last day at the shelter, and then was pulled to be the best in rescue. And it's such a good example to everyone that they should rescue a senior. And once you rescue a senior dog, it changes your life. You realize, like, you don't need a puppy. You don't need a 1-year-old dog. A senior is something that is so special, and you have a senior dog in your life. And it doesn't matter if you have, some people say, well, I don't want to go through the heartache, and I might only have 2 years or 3 years with the dog. But you know what the truth is? You never know how long you're going to have with your dog. And the 2 years or 3 years or 4 years, whatever I have with Jackie, is better than anything I could ever ask for with another dog. And it's so rewarding, and it's really the best I have 5 dogs. So I've had dogs as puppies. I've had seniors. I've had 2-year-olds, 3-year-olds, or dogs that we don't even know how old they are. And once you adopt a senior, and I see it all the time because a purposeful rescue, that's the dogs that I would say 80% of our dogs are seniors. Mm-hmm. They are the most relaxed, calm, grateful, and still fun. It's not like they're old people. Like Jackie just came back from hiking 20 minutes ago. So it's not like you're with like somebody who just lays around, but you're with someone who has some much more calm energy, and you don't have to deal with the like destruction of your house or an annoying, dog who's yapping everywhere and the training. I mean, there was a little bit of training, but she got into my house and we never had a problem. We never had an accident. She knew where her place was, and she knew how to fit into that whole pack of dogs. And she's just, it's amazing. Once you have a senior dog in your house, it sounds so hokey, but it's like magical. And people
I knew
that
you were going to
rescue
say
from
that.
us,
I was literally waiting for that word. I knew you were going to say that word because I feel it. I really feel it. And especially in Jackie, I'm so glad that you talked about senior dogs. And sometimes the senior dogs, they do have special needs. But I had one dog and had to have her leg amputated, but she still ran around with the horses and played and smiled. And they have that life force still with them. Would you agree with that?
100%. We had a dog, tripods. We call them tripods. My son is begging us for a 6th dog. They're like, we just want a tripod. We had a dog who was he was adopted from us about a year ago. We called him Pistol Pete. And Pistol Pete had his leg amputated one day. The next night, he was out with us. And he was out walking. No problem. They don't know. They live in the moment. They don't realize that they need to sit home and feel bad. He wasn't in pain. He managed, whatever pain he had that day. And they're amazing. They're absolutely just so resilient. And he didn't know that he only had 3 legs. And he's perfect. And he's living the most amazing life with 2 other dogs. And he's so happy. So all these senior dogs are these dogs with medical needs. Some of them, they're so easy to live with on a daily basis. And it's not a hindrance. And it makes them more special.
Right. I agree with you. And I just want to second what you just said so everybody really believes it. When Spirit, our little dog, our lab, she was a small lab, had her leg amputated, I didn't know what to expect. I'd never had a dog with her leg amputated, and they were going to bring her out to the car. And I was thinking, they're going to be carrying her. But she literally was dragging the big man, running on her leash and dragging this man to get to the car on 3 legs. They, like you said, they managed the pain, and the dogs were like, it doesn't hurt anymore. Let me get in the car, take me home. I'm going to smile. And that is exactly what our experience was. So thank you for talking about senior dogs.
It's true. It's true. And if humans could have half the spirit the dogs have, sometimes I feel like the world would be a better place.
Yes, and I was going to ask you.
And move past things.
Yes, and let me ask this because you're talking about it right now. I wanted to ask you, first of all, this is such an amazing platform for Jackie to speak on how behalf these wonderful dogs are and what you all do at your rescue. Bless you, bless all of you at your dog rescue, especially since you do focus on the seniors. But how has Jackie, as a rescue dog, affected your life, enhanced your life? Obviously, all of your dogs are rescues, and you talked a lot about that already.
Actually, you know what? It's interesting. My first dog was not a rescue. I had never grown up around rescue.
Okay.
And it was a really good lesson to me that our first dog, we didn't know anything about rescue. So we got a dog, we bought a golden retriever. I mean, he's a great dog, but we didn't know anything better. And then I started volunteering volunteering at a rescue. And once I got more involved with volunteering and working in the rescue, I'm almost not embarrassed to say that I have a dog that's not a rescue, but I didn't know any better. And now that I know, I would never get a dog I would never rescue. And people say, I want a golden, or I want a basset hound, or I want this. You can get that. I want a Great Dane. There are Great Danes in the shelter. Any kind of dog you can possibly imagine. They're there for you.
Absolutely. Yes, and if you don't find one in the shelter, there are breed rescues all over the place. So it would be thrilled. And there are also drivers that drive around the country that will bring you one from the rescue,
absolutely.
Right?
There is no need. I feel like adopt, don't shop is so overused, but it is so true. It's so true.
It's so, we are 100% with you. And let me get back to the show a little bit, the actual production. There were celebrity judges, and Ross Matthews was there, who we absolutely love. He's such an adoption advocate, doing his ringside commentary.
Amazing.
Yeah, I love him. Did Jackie get to interact with any of the human stars and maybe get some selfies with some of them?
We did at the end. So we did at the end. In the beginning, we were just we had this, it was an amazing area that Michael had set up for all the dogs. So we were all in our sort of holding area, but we had the greatest time. So Jackie got this huge bed that says Best in Rescue. So all the dogs had these beds. So we were just hanging out all day, and all the dogs were playing. And so during the day before the show, or before each individual taping, we were all just hanging out. After the show, or after we won, it was such a whirlwind that there was pictures and selfies, and the typical picture with the big check. Because Jackie won. Jackie won $30,000 from my rescue, for a purposeful rescue.
Oh my gosh, this is wonderful. Wonderful.
Which was even more. So obviously when the judge called us and called Jackie and said, the winner is Jackie. Yeah. I was obviously thrilled for Jackie and the senior, but I was even more thrilled that a purposeful rescue would get $30,000 that we could spend, because obviously our vet bills are quite high because of the nature of the dogs that we pull, just vet bills and seniors. And we have volunteers all over shelters, like up in Central California. If there's a dog that really needs help, they'll call us. And if this dog, needs $10,000 in medical bills, we'll do it. We don't stop.
Wow.
So it was just such an amazing thing. So the selfies and all that stuff came after, but I think I was just like in a whole other world. I was like in a whole other universe, because I was just so happy.
I bet you were. I can imagine you were. You said you were so surprised. And talking about the selfies, shocked. Yeah, it's really a good segue here, because I want to talk about what I was just talking about. We have a surprise giveaway for all of our listeners. And I think Jackie might like this too, Debbie. So everybody ready to hear it? Here it is. A Super Smiley Adventure is working with a company called Canvas People. And it's really cool because they turn your fabulous photo of your dog into an even more fabulous piece of art by printing it on an 11 by 14 canvas, like a real painting. Okay. And Super Smiley and the Canvas People are offering this for free. And there's absolutely no catch. They're doing it as a promotion. It's a free portrait. Super Smiley, he won a Lifetime Achievement Award from the Awareness Film Festival. So he's going to have that picture done. But everybody can do that. All you have to do is go to canvaspeople.com. That's canvaspeople.com. Upload your fabulous picture and then use the promo code, which is Super Smiley, all in one word, Super Smiley with capital S's. And you do have to pay for shipping. But then you'll be sent your dog's immortalized image like a piece of art. Debbie, I hope you and Jackie do this. I mean, I'm going to do it. And you can let us know how it looks.
I'm going to do it.
You know what? Y'all should do this.
Dog? I guess I'd choose Jackie.
Yeah. Oh, Jackie should do it, but then maybe your rescue could do it, like pick a dog and put it on the wall or something. I know you said you don't have a brick and mortar building, but that'd be so cool. So everybody can do it. Like if you have fosters, get each one of them to do it, and then you'll have all these dogs. Idea. Yeah, we can put it on Facebook and help advertise your rescue too if y'all tag me. So we'll just do a whole big
we'll do that for sure.
We will totally do that. So yay, it's yay, the canvaspeople.com. We are so on it. And Debbie, we want to find out more about Jackie, and let's see what she has to say about the dogs leading us on adventures and all about the best in rescue dogs, because they all are the best. Coming up right after this break. Smiley, can you wait? Good boy.
Sit. Stay. We'll be right back, right after we kibble a little with our sponsors.
Does your dog itch, scratch, stink, or shed like crazy? Come to Dynavite for help.
Order a 90-day supply of Dynavite.
Dynavite for life.
Pick up 2 tubes of Doggosuds.
Get the 3rd tube free.
Peppermint, tea tree, lavender, Doggosud shampoo.
Made with all-natural coconut, jojoba, aloe. Great for healthy skin and soft, shiny coats.
But no itchy, harsh chemicals.
Lather up, rinse away.
Try Doggosuds. Buy 2, get 1 free.
At Dynavite.com.
DINOVITE.com.
Let's talk pets.
Let's talk pets
On Pet Life Radio.
Pet Life Radio.
PetLifeRadio.com.
Hey, hi, it's me, Ross Matthews, and I'm on a super smiley adventure.
And we're back on a super smiley adventure with Jackie, the winner of Hallmark Channel's 2018 American Rescue Dog Show, and her person, Debbie Bloom. Welcome back, Debbie.
Thank you.
So first, before we go on, we already talked about Michael, but I want to do a really proper shout out to one of our heroes, Michael Levitt, the producer of the Rescue Dog Show. Right, Debbie? Thank you, Michael. We love you.
Deserves it. Yes, we totally love you.
We love you
for what you did for rescue.
Yes, he was on our last show actually here on Super Smiley Adventure, but he's the producer of so many massive television specials like the Billboard Awards and Daytime Emmys, but he always manages to create programming that highlights rescues. I love it. So we love him. And Michael, Super Smiley is giving you a big old kiss right on the face. So hope you can feel that one. And one more shout out to Mr. Bill Abbott. Do you know who he is, Debbie? Have you heard of Bill Abbott?
No, I don't. No.
Okay. Well, we love him too. You're going to love him. Listen to this. Bill Abbott is the CEO of Crown Media, and that's the umbrella company over the Hallmark channel. And Bill is like Michael in that he is a powerful adoption and rescue advocate and always works in shows on the Hallmark channel to promote these dogs whenever he can. So big thank you, Michael Levitt and Bill Abbott. Yay. Clap. Yay. We love him.
Thanks, Bill.
Thank you. Okay. So, Debbie, one of the themes here is animals as healers and teachers. So, has Sweet Jackie taught you anything about you or life as a healer for you or a teacher?
Well, I think Jackie she has such a great story to tell.
Yes.
And she has taught my whole family, and she's taught everyone that's come around her. She just has such a good vibe to her that she's so calm, and she's actually, right now we're in training. I do volunteer work at Mattel Children's Hospital. And originally I thought, you know what, she's too old to start the training to become a therapy dog. And then they said, absolutely not. With a dog like Jackie, she'd be the perfect person to go around. She's very calming.
Yes.
She's a very calming quality to her. And it's a great, like people thought that they counted her out. She's done. She's old. She's finished. And look, she had a whole new chapter to her life. And I think that's a really good lesson. Yeah.
I love
that's what
that.
we're doing now. That's her next chapter.
I love two things you just said. I love that she's got a new chapter to her life. And I love that you said that she'd be the perfect person.
Well, that's how I treat her. I feel like she understands.
No, I do. I'm the same way with my doggies. It's my Super Smiley. He's a therapy dog as well. And he told me he wanted to be a therapy dog. He indicated it very, very clearly. And leading me right into my next question. On our show, it's called A Super Smiley Adventure because I know animals will always lead us on grand adventures. If we're open to it, they can be for fun or missions of animal advocacy or inner journeys of self-discovery. And Jackie seems to have just hit all of those marks, right? Everything.
And I think that if Jackie can be used as an example of how somebody can go and rescue a dog, a senior dog especially, because of Purposeful Rescue, that's what, that's what my mission is. And it's turning out that's what Jackie's mission is, to show people that senior dogs, we went to the snow last weekend and she had the best time. It's not like you're taking an old dog and just sort of walking it slowly. Right. She was keeping up with my 5-year-old dog, my 6-year-old dog. She really has so much energy and she's so much fun to be around. And so I just want people to know, just adopt a senior. They're just such great dogs.
Absolutely. And I love that you used the word mission too. Do you think that somehow she knew that this was going to be her purpose, that this was going to be her grand mission as in this next chapter?
She definitely has a purpose, yes. With Purposeful Rescue. It's funny. I never really thought of the name of Hillary's Rescue as Purposeful Rescue. Yeah. It is a purpose. She has a purpose to serve. And that is, I think, to bring awareness, because we go to the shelters and we see all these dogs. And when I pull all these dogs and we say, how can people leave their dogs? Like, how can you have a dog your whole life and then the dog gets sick, or they decide, it's too much work, and then they leave these 11-year-old, 12-year-old, 13-year-old dogs at the shelter? How do you do that to somebody? Somebody to a dog. I call dogs.
No, absolutely, I'm with you. Yes.
And every day we see it at the shelters, and we pull a dog we pulled a dog who was 14 the other day, and this dog was loved. And the same for Jackie. Someone loved Jackie. There's no way that Jackie wasn't in a loving home. Then why did you dump her? Why couldn't you just treat her with the respect? Because, I get that some people have extreme circumstances that they can't keep the dog. And we actually, the Purposeful Rescue, we work with some amazing organizations like Home Dog LA that work at the shelters as intervention. So people go up and they have to dump their pet, or they don't really have a choice. They stop them and they say, well, why are you here? Why do you have to resort to this? And they say, well, I can't afford the food, or my dog is sick and we can't afford the surgery. What Home Dog LA does is they actually will pay for the surgery to keep the dog with the family, so fewer dogs enter the shelter system, which is another great thing. Because, when you have a dog, it's part of your family. And to me, to not keep your dog with you is so sad. And to leave a dog in a shelter, an amazing dog. Look, Jackie was in a shelter. She's one of the greatest dogs I've ever come across, I've ever seen, I've ever met, I've ever loved. And I think it's really important, and that's what Jackie's mission is, I think, is to show people what a great thing it is to adopt a senior.
I agree. I love it. I love that that's her mission. Thank you so much for saying that so clearly for Jackie. I was going to ask you, what would Jackie tell us? But I think you just said it. I think you absolutely just said, you are just speaking for her right now. I totally know that. And Debbie, we're so happy that you and Jackie could join us today on Pet Life Radio and tell us all this information. Yes. Now, how can we follow you or Jackie or your rescue? Could you give us the information clearly so we can make sure we follow everybody? Yeah.
Absolutely. We are on Instagram, and we are at A Purposeful Rescue.
Good.
And online, we are www.apurposefulrescue.org.
Beautiful, beautiful. I love that. And I'm going to get the portrait done, and I want Jackie to get it done, and we're going to share all the rescue doggies. We're going to blast it every place. How about that? We'll blast it every place. Awesome. I love it. And Super Smiley and I are on Facebook and Twitter also with our names. You can go directly to the links from our website at meganblakeofficial.com and just find everything. And don't forget to check out our film shorts, documentaries at kindnessfilms.com to help us share kindness around the world. And Debbie, I'd love it if you would check out kindnessfilms.com too. They're only like 1 or 2 minutes long. And Mark Winter, my producer, wrote one of our songs, and Smiley wrote the other song. And it's all just about dogs teaching people kindness, just being who they are. Exactly.
Love it.
Yeah, thank you. Oh, and everybody, remember, go to canvaspeople.com to get your free 11 by 14. I can't believe how big that is. 11 by 14 canvas art piece of your dog. It's so, so, so cool. And this is just awesome. A big special thank you always to Mark Winter, our super producer who brings a Super Smiley Adventure to the world. And again, Debbie Bloom, thank you so much. Will you give a big kiss to Miss Jackie from me and Super Smiley? Give her a big,
for
big
sure.
kiss.
For sure.
Thank you. And also big shout out again. Thank you, Michael Levitt and Bill Abbott. We love you both. Thank you. And until next time, we wish you all grand adventures with your pets. Woof and super smiles.
Let's Talk Pets every week on demand, only on PetLifeRadio.com.